my name is Natasha. I am a peer health advocate, and today I will be interviewing Dr. Avery Browne about the vaccine. Can you please explain how the vaccine works?
Well, the vaccine and the vaccines in general, they tend to be a process that stimulates what I call the natural immunity, a natural system of immunity that helps you to protect you against what can be seen as foreign invaders. So these two particular pathways that we have to do this is the Moderna vaccine as well as the Pfizer vaccine. And they use, which is a new technology called mRNA technology, which basically you are given a RNA sequence of a core protein that's similar to the core protein of the COVID virus. And your body makes a defense against that protein and sees it as a foreign invader. So once that protein is recognized, your body goes into its natural mode of defense and create antibodies to attack the protein, which in turn will destroy the virus. The other common vaccine that we have now is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which works a little differently. You are injected what we call with adenovirus, which is a very harmless virus that basically can cause the common cold. With that particular instance, what they did was they engineered the virus to create the same core protein that's seen in the coronavirus, and also will stimulate the body to create a defense against that core protein.
What are the benefits of getting vaccinated?
Well, the major benefit is to protect yourself from the detrimental effects of the coronavirus. As we have seen worldwide, many people have died. Others have been, hospitalized, ICU, put on ventilators, and stressing our whole medical capacity to its limits and beyond. The vaccine protects you from getting to that particular point. And that's the benefit of any vaccine that we come up with, is to reduce the mortality and the spread. And one of the major things, as we're seeing now, is the mutation and different variants. And the more we get the virus under control with vaccinated individuals, the less chance the virus has to mutate and cause difficulty in the future.
Are they safe and do they contain the virus?
No, they don't. They don't contain the virus. This is one of the major differences of some of the previous vaccines that have been developed. It creates a similar protein that the virus actually have. For instance, if you have a balloon and you want to deflate the balloon, instead of attacking the whole balloon, all you need to do is cut the stem, and then the balloon will deflate. And basically, that core protein represents the stem. And that is what we're vaccinated against. So that core protein will be seen as negative, which is basically a foreign body, which is basically the stem of the balloon. So your natural defense will go cut the stem and destroy the virus.
What side effects should we expect from the vaccine?
Well, the first side effects you should really worry about, and the only thing you should really worry about is if you're have an allergic reaction. If you have an anaphylactic reaction where you have problems breathing, tongue start closing, and things of that nature. And it's normally not against the technology; it's more against the preservatives and the ingredients that goes into making the virus, and storing the virus, and preserving it. So the major side effects that you really want to concern about is the anaphylactic allergic reaction. The other side effects that are very common are body aches, chills, headaches, a little dizziness, and some nausea. And those are natural side effects because that's your body way of making a defense. So that kind of ensures you that your body is actually doing what it's supposed to do to create a defense when you have some of those particular side effects.
Can the vaccine affect fertility, as well as can pregnant women get the vaccine?
Well, as we know right now, there haven't been any studies done on pregnant women, so pregnancy is a contraindication to obtaining the vaccine. Fertility, that has to be something that's studied out long, years from now, which again, in the true medicine part of it and the science of it, it's unlikely that will happen to do anything with fertility. What a vaccine does now is, again, it antagonizes your immune system to create a defense that would normally occur if you were infected. So as a possible cause of infertility, it's not known, but the benefits outweigh the risk in this situation.
What are things we will still need to do after vaccinated to prevent COVID-19? Do we still have to continue to wear masks?
Absolutely. Again, when you get a vaccine, first of all, your body needs time to develop an adequate defense. As it is now with the Moderna and the Pfizer, you're not going to really consider fully protected until 2 weeks after your second dose. So you still have to social distance, wear your mask to prevent the spread. You're going to still have the propensity to be exposed to it, but when you are exposed to it, it helps your body destroy the virus and fight it off. So you still have to be cognizant of the fact that you can have the virus and possibly still spread it in a certain stage of ingesting it.
So how long will the vaccine protect people?
Right now, we that's still a question we're not sure of, but it does provide protection. How long it provides the protection, it all depends on several factors. Antibody production, how long do your memory cells last after obtaining the vaccine? Because you can have antibodies, but the memory cells are the cells in the immune system that produces the antibody. So if someone gets the COVID virus, you have memory cells to say, okay, this is a foreign body. Now it's time for us to start to produce the antibodies to destroy that foreign body. So we really don't know how long the memory cells on the antibody response will last at this point. We just don't know.
What can we say to our family and friends who have mistrust of public health because of its racist history or past experience?
And you have to acknowledge the hesitancy for various reasons, because of how fast the vaccine was developed, from, of course, the racial injustice and inequity in the healthcare system. All that feeds into the mistrust. So you have to acknowledge that to have a conversation, you have to acknowledge the other side, and you acknowledge the legitimacy of those particular concerns. But then you're gonna have to have discussions about where things are now. And where I find that things are now, especially in the African American community, we tend to, when the first vaccine started rolling out, all I kept hearing was Tuskegee, 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 Tuskegee experiment. And you have to have a discussion about that, because a lot of folks are getting all types of wrong information, conspiracy theories about this. And the major misconception, folks just know about the experiment. They heard about the experiment, but they don't know about the Tuskegee experiment. And they think that the government went around and was injecting Black people with syphilis, and that's not what happened. What happened is the individuals obtained syphilis through the normal route, and it was just left untreated to see how far it can go, and which was a horrible thing to do, because you had the treatment available to prevent folks from getting to the stage that they were. When that was exposed, there's a lot of checks and balances now that occur with internal review boards, all types of checks and balances to prevent anything of that nature from happening. The other thing I tend to bring about is the fact that this thing has been tested on thousands and tens of thousands of people worldwide of all color. So it's not something that was designed to harm Black and brown folks, which is another misconception. Some of the lead scientists in this instance were actually Black and brown. Some of them graduated from historically Black colleges. So, and that's the progression that was fought for by a lot of people who fought for equity and civil rights to bring us to this point. And it's time for us to move forward with that. And I think the more of the iconic civil rights individuals, the pastors that are on board now, is starting to change that dynamic, and rightfully so. It's the same folks who I know who was skeptical 2 months ago, they're panicking now because they can't find a place to get the actual vaccine. So things are shifting, and that suspicion is starting to wane quite a bit, and to the point where you have more minority and people of color speaking about in the medical profession endorsing the use of this vaccine, because we've seen firsthand the detrimental effects that it can cause in those communities.
That was really greatly said. Thank you. My next question is, and my last one, where can people find more information about the vaccine?
Well, the best place to go would be for the regular layperson would be the CDC, because they break things down without all this medical terminology that you have to pay 6 figures to understand. So you can go there, and they have it broken down in layman's term. And the most thing that's important about the CDC website is independent. It's not Pfizer telling you their numbers. It's not Moderna telling you their numbers. It's not J&J telling you their thing. This has independently been reviewed and scrutinized, and that's the best place you want to go. You don't want to go to the producer of orange juice. They're going to tell you their orange juice is the best in the world. Forget everybody else. So you need to go to an independent source, and I think the best thing would be the CDC website.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Browne. It was so great getting all these questions answered.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. If you have any more questions, please feel free to visit more information at the Counseling Health and Wellness website, and as well as follow the Peer Health Advocates on Instagram, where we'll be posting more information as well. Thank you.
You're very welcome.